The scientific data tell us that we should all be getting anywhere from 150 minutes to 200 minutes per week minimum of zone 2 cardio.
We have our patients spend 80% of their cardio training time in zone 2.
Norwegian 4x4 interval training protocol.
I want to show you what zone 2 looks like.
Zone 2 this, zone 2 that, all these science-based workout routines have become wildly popular over the last couple of years because of people like Andrew Huberman, Peter Attia, and all these other longevity health influencers, podcasters, scientists, whatever you want to say. We've become obsessed with hyper-optimizing all aspects of our life and health, including our cardio routine. If it's not the perfect, science-based, zone 2 plus Norwegian 4x4 method, why even do it? And at least that's what I thought a couple years ago when I got into, actually taking care of my cardio and actually doing my cardio. I watched all these podcasts and I built out what I believe was this perfect routine of, zone 2 to 3 times per week for 60 to 90 minutes each, and then the Norwegian 4x4 method for actually improving my VO2 max and all that kind of stuff. And it was great. Like, it improved my cardio a ton. I went from like the low 40s to like mid 50s, which is pretty decent for my age, and that's pretty amazing, right? Yeah, except for the fact that it was the most boring ass routine ever. Yes, I got great results, but why would I want to spend my time doing this boring ass cardio routine, sitting on this indoor trainer for like hours every single week, when I could get like 80 to 90% of the results just winging it, doing the cardio that I actually like? And that's what I want to talk about in this video. So like, after sitting on the indoor bike, which is where I did most of my zone 2 for like over a year, for like about a year or something like that, I literally just said fuck it, I quit it, and I started doing the cardio that I actually like, going for sprints, playing basketball, surfing, golf, paddle, and just plain old walks. And I also want to argue that you actually get better results in the long term following a routine like this, where you actually just do what you want, compared to this perfect science-based routine. So let me explain why. Because it's true that, on paper, in the studies, you get the best results by doing this science-based workout, obviously, of, zone 2 and some kind of high-intensity interval training, because that's what's been shown to be the best for improving your VO2 max and your aerobic base and all that kind of stuff. But that doesn't account for a couple things. First up, consistency. Like, in the long run, you are so much more likely to stick to a routine that you actually like, instead of having to, use your David Goggins willpower, discipline, whatever you want to say, every time you actually have to go out and do a cardio session. Like, yes, you might have done it for a couple years, but do you really think that, 20, 30, 40 years down the line, you're still gonna, be doing some boring ass routine that you hate every single day because you're disciplined? And second of all, having fun is really, really important for your longevity. Like, lonely and depressed people die early when you actually do these kind of sports and cardio forms that you actually enjoy. You're having fun. A lot of them are social, so you get social interactions, you have competition, you just enjoy it much more than just going through these long jogs or sitting on a bike for like 90 minutes at a time, 3 times per week. And besides, like, my VO2 max is pretty much the same as when I was doing this cardio science-based routine. And like, I don't even follow a schedule anymore. Like I said, I just wing it, hit up some friends if I want to go, play tennis, play golf, if it's nice weather, I might go out for a sprint session. If I want to do whatever, like, if I feel like playing basketball, I'm going to play basketball, whatever. I just literally do whatever I feel like on the given day, and my VO2 max is pretty much the same. Also, like, all this science-based stuff, like, it's literally kind of gay, sitting there on the indoor bike, looking down on your watch, your heart rate, making sure that you're pushing the exact watch, you're in the right heart rate zone to get the best, fat burning results and all that stuff. Like you aren't a professional athlete, you aren't training for this all-out performance, like trying to get the last couple percentages so you're gonna win the bike race or whatever. You're just a normal person that's trying to improve their cardio, their VO2 max. You can live longer, live healthier, live better. And for that, you don't need some perfectly optimized routine. So when you do this, cardio actually becomes fun. It becomes something you look forward to. And like I said, that's really, really important for actually sticking to the routine. That's gonna make sure that you actually do it and that you actually get your cardio in, instead of just saying, yeah, I follow this routine, but then you only go and do it like once a week when you should be doing like 3-4 sessions, you know what I'm saying? And by the way, like, I ain't saying that you gotta quit running or cycling. You know, if you enjoy those forms of cardio, then by all means keep doing them. Also, look, you know, I have nothing against these people that follow a science-based routine. Like, if that's what you want, feel free to do it. But I just, you know, for me, and I feel like for a lot of people, they just feel like they kind of have to do it because that's what the science says. So like, find out what kind of cardio/sports you like and then start incorporating them into your routine. And there's also more benefits to doing, you know, cardio sports compared to just, you know, sitting on a bike or going out for a jog. You know, first up, like I said, you get cardio, but you also get coordination, social interaction, like I said, and competition all in one. So let's say, you know, you're out climbing, you know, you gotta use your brain, you wanna get through this level, you know, you're there with your friends, it's like a competition. Like, there's just so many like forms of like sport where it actually also takes a little bit of brain power, which is really important. Like, I just made a video about how we're literally all becoming NPCs by watching all this brain rot doom scrolling. You can watch that after if you want, but it's really just important to use your brain and go out there and do something that's actually fun and challenging. But that's pretty much all I had to say for this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff, and I'll see you in the next one.